Glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
that one to the apostle, Elder GMS, citation to the Brooklyn Word of Truth, and Truth to the Serial Four Corners. With GMS Mississippi Camp, tonight we're going to do, we're going to start off going off the spirit.
All right, Jeremiah 51:29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant.
That's right, and Babylon, aka America, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about the ancient Babylon, we talk modern day Babylon. This is what we're talking about. It's gonna be a desolation. And how is it gonna be desolation? Yahushua gonna send missiles on here and destroy this place. Go ahead.
It's Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
They're proud. And who's the most proud people in the world?
Joshua,
That's right,
white
Esau.
boy, yup, the red boy.
And guess what? And our people became more proud just like them.
Yup.
I remember this brother, we was at the gym one day. And we were talking about they were gonna get destroyed. The white boy said, "We got the best military in the world. Oh, we can't be beat. We can't be stopped, basically." But guess what? You wrong. Wrong. You wrong again. I go ahead.
And it says, in the day that should come, in the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Hey, you're gonna be vanish. Root what's it? Root and branch. That's right. So you're gonna have no. You're not coming back. America is not coming back after you have a shot to destroy America.
That's right.
You're not gonna be a habit no more.
Yep.
This place gonna be like a memorial.
That's right.
For you putting a lot of people in the captivity, and when people we gonna think about it, this shit we went through,
Yep.
and we're gonna have high holiday on it.
Yep.
And think about it, man. We was in captivity for this.
I gotta put them Jeremiah 50:31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud.
Right.
And we call them proud. Saith Yahweh, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee.
The most proud, like you said, we talk about Esau. They the most proud people in the world, man. They can't be. You can't tell them shit. And you know the thing about it. Say if they go to different countries, they get into or whatever. I'm American. It's the same shit they did in Rome. I'm a Roman.
Yep.
Especially on that movie, the show Spartacus. I'm a Roman.
Yep.
I'm American. It's the same spirit.
Same thing.
Same spirit. That's how proud you people are.
Same privilege.
That's right. That same privilege. And you can't, and you think that you can't be touched. Guess what? You're gonna be touched.
All right. Jeremiah 51:7. Get yours, bro.
You sure?
Yeah, get yours. I can't find mine.
Okay, hey, this is a second Peter 3:5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. Verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
The first world was talking about water, but now the Lord will send fire. And guess what? There's no escaping. You can't duck. You can't dodge. You can't run. Especially America. This place is gonna be on a lake of fire. Because look, and if you really think about that, Babylon gonna be a lake of fire. Where can you go? Where can you hide?
Yep.
You can't hide.
Nope.
You're gonna be burnt up.
You know what? That's something for me. Hey, only hey, this is Revelation. You know what? Let me get Isaiah 25:6, because only the elect can actually hide. What is that? Isaiah. Or make your.
And you said Babylon fly, she can't be touched, right? Revelation 18:7. How much she, talking about America personified as a woman, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she said to her heart, I sit as a queen and no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
And look, and that's America to the T. Really, it's the people. It's the people for the place.
Yeah.
It's really, it's the Edomites. That's how they feel. They feel like they can't be touched. They can't be told, and Putin, hey, y'all better get ready for Big P.
Yeah.
Big P ready. Big P ready. Hey, Big P ready.
Yeah, he is.
Cause he basically said, y'all feel like y'all can go over the world and do what the fuck y'all want to do. And y'all been doing it for years. And you haven't stopped. But Big P ready now. Hey, but it's not that time. But when P come through, when the boy say, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on like that. P coming. The album gonna be sold. Go ahead, bro.
It's funny because his logo was Master P's logo. His entertainment company is called
Military tank.
No
Yeah,
Limit.
No
And it was a
Limit.
military tank.
Yeah.
Come on, now.
So that's a real masterpiece.
That's the real Master P. Master P, man.
Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter you into my chambers, or into your chambers, and shut thy doors about you. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed.
The lake gonna be in them chariots, in them chambers. And guess what? They can be saved from all the destruction Yahweh Shah gonna bring to this place. Now, in 2/3, you finish. They can't hide. That's right. Edom and Moab, Ammon, the ones over the country. Guess what? If you ain't left before the destruction come, your ass is grass. You done. But the leg gonna be in them chariots, in them chambers, safe, guarded, protected. Looking down. Oh man, hey, I'm glad we take upon that shit.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah 24 and 18, going to nowhere to hide and run. And it says, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh out of the pit, out of the midst of the pit, shall be taken in the snare, for the windows from on high are open, and the foundation of the earth do shake.
If I could add, those windows open is actually talking about those missiles coming into the shores of America, man. So like the brother Tazwan is saying, there's literally nowhere to hide unless you have that covering of Yahweh Shem Shah.
I got a quick one. All right, because this is a great rap. Jeremiah 50 and 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved and the cries heard among the nations. You know, showing you how vast the destruction is going to be. Going back to you can't hide, man. You can't run. You see? All right.
This is Revelation 15 and 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
Yep.
And that's the leg. That's the leg, got the victory over the beast. Finding out what? Taking his bullshit society.
Yep.
And not taking the MOTB.
Yep.
This is so as a sea of glass.
Break down. Do it. It's you. Go ahead, no.
Hey, because I was thinking about that one too. You know, that's the spirit. Hey, because you going into being beamed up in those chariots. Those chariots are the new age ark.
That's right.
Right? Because the ark, the Heavenly Father had prepared for those 7 souls that were deemed to be saved, that were exempt from that judgment. Right? But in today's time, the Heavenly Father says it shall be miraculous. It's going to be so miraculous that the world is going to be amazed at the strangeness of the elect salvation.
And can I build on you right quick? And you know, a fathership, all right, a fathership open up his chamber and many ships to come out.
Right.
So the ark was one big ship in the time of Noah. But now there's thousands of ships, man. All right, there's thousands of ships, all right? It's like many ships, and that's an exclusive deliverance, man.
All right, bro.
It's almost as though you get your own ship. We're not saying you get your own ship, but it's like as though you get your own ship, man.
And when you look at the heavens, when you look up above, like if you look so-called stargaze and something like that, and you kind of go into a scope to when you're really staring off into the skies in the nighttime, you'll see those chariots flying to and fro, and it's like constant traffic. Like the one's going left, one's going right, and it's like just constant lights that are always moving. And those are those mini ships, so to speak.
Yep, it's a ship or a ship that came from a ship. All right.
Right.
Hey, yeah, we're going.
Okay.
I'm out to you, bro.
Okay, so jumping back, Revelation 15:2, and it says, "And I saw his way sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast."
And that's the description. That's his viewpoint of seeing America from an aerial point of view.
Right.
All right, being burnt to flames, man. A sea mingled with fire, man.
Skybox.
Yeah, if you ever had like an oil base on fire,
Yeah.
there's fire sitting on top of that oil.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's fire, right? It's fire, so it's like a lake of fire. You know?
Psalm 91 verse 1, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty."
And furthermore, that's looking at it from the ozone layer. This is like a sea of glass mingled with fire. All right, and we abide in the secret place of the Most High. It starts off the secret place being His truth, His knowledge, but soon we're going to actually be in a chamber.
Yeah.
We're going to be in a place of refuge, man. All right?
Because when you go into that term chambers in the Hebrew, it actually talks about compartments, a sitting area. You know?
Yep.
Going into how the elect is going to be beamed up into safety.
It says, "And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua."
And that's what it is, like the MOTV, it's gonna be the test. That's gonna be the biggest test that really the Lord gonna bring upon his people. The MOTV. Because when you really think about it, because say you can't bow or sell, say they had a mark. If you ain't got that mark, you can't eat, you can't buy, and basically you're gonna be a pilgrim.
You can't enter into the metropolitan area.
That's right.
You can't participate in the
You
system.
can't do nothing. So if you ain't really down with this, guess what? Really, if you're not down with the Esau system, hey, you're gonna be a pilgrim. You gotta live off the grid. You're gonna have to.
Walk by faith, literally.
That's exactly what it is. 'Cause it gonna be, hey, sometimes she gonna be scared, but oh well though. This is what you sign up for. Now, if you ain't signed up for this, so soon you cross this side, that's him. If you didn't sign up for this, you might be gonna get back on the other side.
You're
But
gonna die.
you're gonna die.
You better all kill yourself.
If you're not fully persuaded.
Yeah.
You got brothers that they've been watching our camp from another state. Hey, you know, I was so happy about watching you guys. They volunteered, came over here. I've been watching you for the past 5 years. Want to join your camp? You don't know what the fuck this is about, man.
Yeah.
You know, you just skipped over your upper camp. We're your favorite camp, or this camp might be your favorite camp. You know what I'm talking about, that guy, right? But you don't know what the fuck this about, man.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck this about? I gotta do something.
It sound like Asian talk.
It's Asian talk, man. That's good talk.
You got to count the cost. You know you might get put in there. You know you might not have a job. Like I said, you might be on the run. I mean, you gonna suffer. The woman gonna live in like the kid. Man, you know this. Before you cross your ass over here, you got to know that. You got to know that I'm a loser. I'm a lose. I'm a fucking loser. But guess what? At the end of the day, guess what? We gonna win. We will win.
What's that old song? No pain, no gain.
Game.
Yep. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead of Hamashiach shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
Read that again.
Verse 17. Then we which are alive and
Start from the top.
1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
Meaning what? Yahushua is actually going to pierce the clouds. He's ascending from what? From where? The spiritual world, man.
Fourth dimension.
The fourth dimension or the third heaven.
Yep.
Go ahead.
With the voice of the archangel,
Then you're gonna hear what? That battle cry?
Yep.
Go ahead.
and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead of Hamashiach shall rise first.
Meaning what? The prophets that die in this truth literally will be here first. They're gonna rise first. Go ahead.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
And that's the marriage, right? Because Read that again. Read that latter part again.
All right, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the
That's
clouds.
the marriage. That's joining with Yahweh Shah. That's the beginning of the marriage, man.
To meet Yahweh in the air, and so shall we ever be with Yahweh.
You see?
I'm sorry. And so shall we ever be with the Lord,
That's it.
Yahweh Shai.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
All right, and that's the beginning of a new reign.
That's it.
Because once America gets destroyed, that's the mark of the end of wickedness. As it says in 2nd Ezra, just real quick, 2nd Ezra 7 around 43. Because we're talking about Babylon being destroyed, but that's a mark in the timeline. You know how you put like a little bookmark in that timeline, a little thing? You know, this is a mark in that timeline because that's the culmination of wickedness. All right? Then when you meet Yahweh Shai, that's the beginning of the reign of righteousness. That's that 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Esau was the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. When we meet Yahweh Shai in the clouds, that's Jacob being the beginning of it that follows, man. That's the manifestation of that birth, man, of the two nations in our womb, man.
The new rulership.
New rulership, man.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
Hey, the day of doom shall be the end of this time. The end of wickedness. The end of LGBTQ. The end of adultery. The end of swinging relationships. All right, the end of oppression. The end of feminism. The end of prison industrial complex. The end of processed food, man. All right, the end of pedophilia, man.
The end of slavery.
The end of slavery, man. The end of child support, man. The end of high blood pressure, man. The end of Elsa to some fucking cracker, man. Can you read that from the top again?
In 2nd Ezra 7 and 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of immortality for to come.
Hey, so when we meet Yahweh Shai in the cloud, we're going to get those new bodies. All right, which just so happen to be those what? Immortal bodies.
That's right.
All right, that's the beginning of immortality when we meet Yahweh Shai in the cloud, man. And then we were leaving the day of doom. We're being saved from the day of doom. What's the day of doom?
That's right. The second death.
Yeah, America being destroyed, the second death.
Second death. American history.
So when it says that they that are alive and shall remain shall ascend in the cloud, that's us being delivered from that day of doom, man.
That's right.
You know?
Our body should change.
And our body should change. That's the beginning of immortality, man. You know?
Wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
They said corruption is past, man.
That's right.
Because Esau was the end of corruption. All right, the seed of corruption was planted at the transgression of Adam. And this is the full manifestation of what would happen when you transgress from Yahweh. When Adam transgressed, then the earth in existence started to experience death. All right, but Esau being destroyed, that's the end of that death, man. That's why I said death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. Esau's destruction is the end of that death, man.
This is Revelation 21 verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the heavenly Father Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Revelation 21 and 2. And I John saw the holy city, New Jerusalem,
The 144,000 coming down. Go ahead.
coming down from the heavenly Father Yahweh out of heaven,
Out of heaven with the church.
prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
And who's our husband? Long we be born elect. Yahweh Shai.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them.
And that's what people don't, churches, especially women, don't understand. The Lord did with the men. It hasn't changed. Now, and if you don't believe it, no, you should believe it. Ain't what you don't. Look at the 12 disciples. There was not one woman in them. He said, my tabernacle with men. It's been with men. 144,000 is men. Not no woman. Coming down from heaven. And how everything gonna be forged? The war. Men. That's it. Now, how did each kingdom get taken down? Through war. by men. Women got a job, but it come to banging, fighting. Hey, that you're not there. You're not there. They're not there.
And it says, behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, he will dwell with them, and they should be his people, and the Most High Yahweh himself should be with them and be their power.
That's right. It'll be our power. He ain't lost. Look, he screwed up many times, but guess what? He's still our power.
That's right.
He's still with us. He still got us.
That's right.
But it's on the elect. The elect gonna call on the name Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And guess what? He gonna be our power again. Because they know if we got our power, we can't be fucked with. No end but survive. That's how it is. Hey, it's a new thing in it. It's a new thing coming. People can feel it. People can see it. I'm giving it.
And this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Translated from one people to another. Unrighteous dealing. How did Esau get America? Rape, robbery, unrighteous dealing,
Yep.
stealing, name it. That's how you got it. But he failed to realize, Yahweh Shai gave him that. That's what nigga don't understand. Nigga, only reason you running shit because the Lord put you in power. Bro, people see that we are way more physical, spiritual, better people than y'all. We see that. The only reason you took it down is because the Lord gave us to you. That's it.
Yep.
There's no end but about that. Like I said, we more spiritual, physical, mental.
Yep.
I mean, we just better people.
Yep.
But guess what? You did what you had to do. Your time is up. The kingdom is being translated. You see your dollar is about to be out of here. You got a lot of whistleblowers ratting on you. You got you got Big P about to lay the hammer on you soon. I mean, you got everybody up tired of you. Everybody sick of your shit. And I know we sick of your shit. Even the 2/3 sick of your shit. They got the whole world sick of your shit, really.
You stated that how the kingdom will be translated, right? This is Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be has already been, and the Most High required that which is past.
That's right. So Esau did what you had to do. Basically, it's gonna be a big old payback. So you can't escape your fate. I watched that movie, Law Abiding Citizen. And that dude talking about you can't fight faith. Esau, you can't fight your faith. What the Lord can bring to you, that's signed and written by Yahweh Shai. You're gonna go down. The kingdom is on the last leg. You out of here, man.
I got one real quick. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Appointed his bound he cannot pass. The Lord said you go down there. I'm gonna say you just make a damn date up. I wish like tomorrow, but you know I'm making a day up. Yeah. I say January 1st at 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying that. The Lord said it on that day, you done. Not gonna go no 1 second pass, not go 2 second pass. You done, you ran out, you ran out your time. Time is up. And guess what? You ran the place of shit, you ran the world to shit. So you can't say you can't say that you have a good chance to rule. You had plenty of time. And you ran the world to the goddamn ground.
In 2 Ezra 4 and 28, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
The evil is sown. What's the evil sown? In America, really all the world now. Because you got the damn devil in charge. He pushes all this bullshit on each nation. That does that damn democracy on each nation. Women, it's okay women to drive now. That feminine shit just you get hold too much rights, man. To be honest with you. I'm be real, I'm be blunt with you. Get hold too much rights. That's why the women talk the way they talk to us. They don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck what we say about them, but it is what it is. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where it come, it says, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then can it not come that is sown with good.
So the good can't come unless the evil be thrown down, be turned over. Because we can't reign if the evil is still going. Cause we're gonna constantly bump heads, constant this. Oh, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it. No. God bring this place down. The good gonna be up. The good gonna be everywhere. Even though you gotta go in captivity. Oh well, but guess what? It's still gonna be good for us. It's still gonna be good though. Ain't gonna be no homo running around here. I need to change my sex. That shit not gonna happen. Ain't gonna be none of you boy girls, all girl boys, and none of that shit ain't gonna happen. And look, when the Lord come back, especially on that, I'm gonna be goddamn happy. I ain't gonna lie.
Spirit, man.
I'm gonna be happy as hell to be honest with you. Especially when that get out of the world, man.
I got to put this in. Well, not quick, but. All right, this is going back. This is Daniel, the 5th chapter. All right. We just get to the point. All right. It says, I'm gonna start at Daniel 5:5 real quick. In the same hour came 4 fingers of a man's hand and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. All right. I'm just gonna scroll down to the point.
So you get that old saying, what?
The writing on the wall. All right, now this is Daniel the prophet, our forefather Daniel, interpreting the writing on the wall that the hand wrote for the king Belshazzar. All right, it said, then was the part of the hand sent for him, and this writing was written. And this is the writing that was written. Mene, Tekel, Parson. This is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, Yahweh have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighed in the balances and are found wanting. Perez, the kingdom is divided and given to the Persians, the Medes and the Persians.
If I can add, it started off and said thy kingdom is numbered. You know, to let you know, like you said earlier, there's bounds. Like there's an exact second that his kingdom is numbered.
Yeah.
You know, it's already like Esau like to quantify everything. No, your kingdom is quantified. You can't quantify the Most High. All right, and then it said his kingdom is weighing in the balance and is found wanting because the wickedness that Esau, Edom has done within his kingdom. All right, there hasn't been a judgment to balance out his wickedness. So now the earth, all right, now the Most High has to balance out his wickedness through judgment. You see, now the Most High is going to balance out this man's wickedness through judgment. That's him being found wanting. You know, if you have, you know, you go buy some $200 tennis shoes and you only have $50, well, you 150 short.
You're wanting.
Yeah, you're wanting.
Lacking.
You're lacking.
Yeah.
So Esau, Edom is lacking. His kingdom is lacking a lot of judgment, man. And then it said his kingdom is divided against the Medes and the Persians. All right? And that's who? Modern day.
It's given to the Medes and
Given
the
to the Medes and the Persians. And that's modern day who? Iran and Russia. You see? And those are the two nations, all right, that have the hardest stance against America is Iran and Russia, all right, which is the modern day Medo-Persian Empire, man. You know?
And this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
So Daniel, the 5th chapter was an example of that. And showing you that your kingdom is being, every kingdom is under the scope of Yahweh Shai. So now we know what the Most High is doing in the spirit world, man. He's judging, all right, these kingdoms when they come into power, man. All right? That's all I wanted.
The book of Amos 9, start at verse 13. It says, behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills.
Start over, bro.
Right. It's Amos 9:13. Behold, the days come, said the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the
So who's
reaper.
the plowman? The Israelites, beginning with the elect, the reaper. Who's reaping everything? The nobility of Edom.
They
Right?
reap everything.
They reap everything.
Everything.
They control this entire system. They benefit from this entire system. Go ahead.
And it says, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine,
What's the sweet wine? It's doctrine. Okay? That's the sweet wine. Go ahead.
and all the hills shall melt.
And all the hills shall melt, going into these lesser governments, man. Right? Because the time frame is coming where Esau's kingdom is about to be wiped away. And within Esau's kingdom, you have these smaller governments as well, going into these other nations, man.
And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel,
And bring again meaning what? We're going to be released.
Yep.
Okay, that's what that means. Go ahead.
and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them.
And it starts what? With this doctrine. Go ahead.
And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land.
Meaning what? After the destruction of America, we will return back to Jerusalem. Right? Because Jerusalem is going to be what? The headquarters of the entire world.
And it says, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land,
Mhm.
which I have given them,
Mhm.
said the Lord thy power.
Why? Because we will never sin. And therefore, if we never sin, then we would never be removed from our land, man.
I got one to bounce off that. Ezekiel 36:4. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus said Yahweh power to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Let me see. It's a lot. All right, skip to verse 8. Ezekiel 36:8. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield forth your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come.
That's him prophesying to the land. You know, he's actually prophesying to the land of Israel. He's pretty much commanding our land, you know, to start bringing forth this fruit because what? Our children are coming home, man. You know, because Jerusalem is likened to what? The mother of us all. All right? So you can imagine, you know, how a mother would rejoice of her son being brought back from captivity, man. You know, and not only being brought back, but being brought back in order, man, because she's seen us, our land, you know, because our land has a spirit on it, man. And right now it's grieving. You see? And that's why it's barren, because that's that land grieving because of the children of Israel not there. All right? But when the children come back, that land is going to be rejoicing by bringing forth its fruit. That's what it's strength, you know? Yeah, bro.
That was the point.
You keep going on there, bro. Ezekiel 38.
All right,
Because
Ezekiel 30.
we in the time of restoration, man. All the things that we seeing happening now is leading up to the restoration of Israel, man. All right? Most High is doing this on behalf of his chosen people. You got it, bro.
Ezekiel 36:9.
Yep.
For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and you shall be tilled and sown.
Yep.
And I will multiply men upon you,
Yep.
all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the city shall be inhabited, and the way shall be built.
All right, how this going to happen, man? Through sex. Through men having multiple wives in order. Israelite men having multiple wives in order. You know? Get that in Isaiah 60, the last verse. You know? See, how about Shemal Shai is about the nation build, all right, through the remnant. Right now, he has us nation building through what? Knowledge. All right, but when we're delivered and put back into the land, and the earth is cleansed through fire, all right, and the earth is giving forth abundance, then we're going to actual nation build by repopulating, man. Go ahead.
In Isaiah 60 and 22,
Yep.
a little one should become 1,000,
Yep.
and a small one a
This is a little one. This is the least Israelite man. You know, he's gonna reproduce to the point, all right, to where he has 1,000, man. Go ahead.
a strong nation. Adi Habashah will hasten in this time.
Yeah, a small one shall be a strong nation, man. You see, each Israelite man is going to produce to the point where he's likening it to his own nation, man. You know, that's the end game that Yahweh Shema Shai has for his people. You got one?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Yep.
Just to build you up.
That's it.
This is all right, bro. Hey, this is Genesis 1:26.
Yep.
And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creep upon the earth." So the Elohim created man in his own image, in the image of the. That's not it. Let me jump down to verse 28. And the Elohim blessed them, and the Elohim said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply,
Yep.
and replenish the earth, and subdue it,
Yep.
and have dominion over the fish of the sea,
Yep.
and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that move upon the earth."
And that's a commandment. And see, like when women hear about multiple women, you know, they just think about the pleasure aspect of it. But no, that's a commandment because every Israelite child that is born, that's a direct extension of Yahweh Bashim Shai in the earth, man. All right, and we're going to fill the earth with the influence of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, because when Esau came into power, what happened? Wickedness multiplied. So when we come into power, righteousness is going to multiply, man. You know, and then we reproduction, man. All right, sexual reproduction. You know, that's going to be the one of the glories, all right, that we're going to have in our kingdom, man. You know, is to produce nothing but righteous offspring, man. You know. You got that Jeremiah? Yep.
And it's Jeremiah 29 and 11.
Yep.
For I know the thoughts that I think towards you,
Yep.
said Yahweh Shai,
Yep.
the thought of peace
Yep.
and not of evil, to give you an expected
To
end.
give you an expected end. And we're reading about the expected end, all right, in Ezekiel 36 chapter. It's going into details, man. You know? It's going into details within that prophecy, man. You know, Ezekiel 36 is pretty much the details of that expected end that Yahweh Bashim Shai has, you know, for his people, man. For the nation of Israel, man.
Let's go to the new covenant.
Yep.
You know? Think about Ezekiel 36, linking up with Hebrews 8 chapter. So for people to say that the Old Testament men don't have so-called prophecies in it that hasn't been fulfilled, that's a prophecy that hasn't been taking place in Ezekiel 36 chapter. The Most High says he's going to put a new spirit within us. It hasn't taken place yet on this earth.
Yeah.
You know, that's something we are expecting through the Holy Spirit. You know,
He's gonna bring us back to our land, and everything's gonna be,
First Timothy 2.
and everything gonna be good. And everybody will expect us. We gonna, and guess what? We gonna have children. Yes, we gonna have. We gonna have. I desire. Because we know we're gonna be hawking to Yahweh Bashim Shai. We gonna, and guess what? We stood up for Yahweh Bashim Shai. So why would he do some none? Why would he do something for his people?
That was it on that. Because Ezekiel 36 is going to pretty much, he's going to go into detail of the expected end of Yahweh Bashim Shai. See, there's an end game to all this, man. You know, there's a purpose to what Yahweh Bashim Shai is doing in the earth, man. This is not just random chaos, man. It's a purpose to this, man. Go ahead.
All right, Ezekiel 36 and 11.
Yeah.
And I will multiply upon you man and beast,
Yeah.
and they shall increase and bring fruits. And I will settle you after your old estates.
And I will settle you after your old estates. Going to what, man? The generation of David and Solomon, man. When we was in sovereignty, all right? When we had the heathen and subjection, and when we had wealth as a nation, man. All right? And wisdom as a nation, man. You know, he's going to settle us after our old estates, man. Go ahead.
And will do better unto you than at your beginnings.
They will do better unto you than at your beginnings. Go ahead.
And you shall know that I am Yahweh.
And you shall know that I am Yahweh, man, that he is. Because the status that we at now and the status that we're going to be in the near future, man, there's only one way to get there, and it has to be through a higher power, man. Because when you look at it carnally, physically, there is no way that we can put ourselves in that position. There is no play that we can draw up, no plan that we can come up with and put ourselves in this position, man. A higher power has to intervene, so him putting us in this position alone is going to be proof that he is, man, that he controls who dominates the earth and who doesn't, man. You know, he controls captivity, he controls rulership, he has complete control. And the position that he's going to take us from, going back to the sower, overtaking the reaper, is going to be a statement that he is. All right, I put who I want in power. You know. Yes, I remember. Yeah, you got to say 10 to 12. Because even going back to, because see, if a woman still can't get over the point over multiple women, it's a good chance she's going to be left behind, man. You know, because what's going to happen, either Jacob Trouble going to get your mind right, or it's going to destroy you, man. Because at the end of the day, all right, how about Shema Shai, all right, has an agenda in the earth, man. You know, and it's to build his nation, man. And the only way to multiply his sons is through women, man. All right, go ahead.
And this is 2 Timothy 2 and 12.
Yep,
If we suffer, we shall also reign with him.
yep.
If we deny him, he also deny us.
First Timothy 2.
I got a quick one. Psalms 113 and 7. All right. He raised it up the poor out of the dust,
Yep.
and lifted the needy out of the dunghill.
Yeah, the poor and needy is us, man. You know, we're the poor and needy of this society. You know, because we're always in need of something, man. We're always in need of another paycheck. You know, we're always in need of another income stream. You know, we're always needing a permit or certificate or a degree to do something. We're the needy, man. All right. You think the Rothschild offspring, you know, need a certificate? You think they're waiting on the paycheck? All right. They're not in need of nothing. You know, like I said, there's songs. Yep, you got it.
This is Matthew 6 and 11.
Yep.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Yep, our daily bread, man. You know, hey, what say, with food and raiment, be content. You know, because that's the Most High chastening, you know, us, all right, with discipline for our disobedience. You see? And he made us what? The poor and needy, man, according to this statute. Go ahead.
All right, back to Ezekiel.
No, that second Samuel, the first Samuel.
Boy, that was Psalms. It's similar to Samuel.
Okay, yeah.
All right, but you want to go back to Psalms? Or
Hey,
Samuel?
look at that first Samuel 2 and 7, 2 and 8.
All right.
You know? That's a good point. Okay.
First Samuel 2 and 8, right?
Yep.
All right. First Samuel 2 and 8. He raised up the poor out of the dust,
Yep.
and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill.
Go ahead.
And going back to that rich man Lazarus, and the
Yep.
beggar, to set them up, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Yeah, that's the great promotion. Here it is, we begging this man to let us work. You know, you getting religious exemption, notarized. All right. You're begging this man to let you work. You're begging this man to allow you to drive a car. You're begging this man to marry this woman. You see? You're begging another man. See, and that's why scripture say when you increase in wisdom, you increase in sorrow, because you realize the pathetic position we in, man. And that's why, you know, when you really see what's going on, it's impossible to be proud, man. When you understand the position we in, it's impossible to be proud, man. We through, you know? But all niggas can do is boast against other niggas, man. All right? That's all niggas can do.
But the shit, the level that you, like that right there, the level, the thing that make you boast, that's the average middle class so-called white man.
Yeah.
The lifestyle you make a rap song about, you got Edomite neighborhoods, but that's just normal to them.
Yep.
You had something, bro?
Real quick, Isaiah 41 and 14. Fear not you, worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help you, saith the Lord Yahweh, and your power, the Holy One of Israel.
Yep, so we understand that we need help. Because a worm is defenseless. A worm can't do anything, man. A worm is always the prey in every category. You know, if a bird want to eat a worm, nothing they can do. If you want to go get a worm to take fishing, first the worm is a prey to you, then you put it on the bait, and it's a prey to the fish.
They walk up on that.
Yeah.
That's
You
why
know?
I said the dog should lick his swords. And they said in Maccabees, who haven't had a spoil, who have partaken in the spoil of Israel.
Yep.
You know?
So at the end of the day, we understand that we in need of a higher power, man. And that's what we should boast in. Yahweh Shema Shah. Our power, man. Because he's gonna come through, all right, and he's gonna even, all right, the odds, man. With that's why our standard has to be lifted, because it's so uneven right now. You know, trying to go against this man in the flesh, all right, it's not even a competition. But see, when that standard lifted, the Most High is gonna even the odds, man. You know, hey, like, you know, you gamble. Hey, the Most High gonna cover the point spread, man. All right, hey, in the flesh, you know, hey, Esau can give us 3 million points, man, and we through. But see, Most High finna come through and cover that point spread with that standard, man. All right, go ahead.
All right, 1 Samuel 2 and 8 again. 1 Samuel 2 and 8. He raised up the poor out of the dust, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Yo, he said first we had to be lifted from the dust, which is confusion. All right, now let's see because one nation going up and one nation going down. Get Isaiah 47:1. Now we're seeing the two polarities of what's happening. All right, at the same time, man. You know.
It's mentioned everywhere in the scriptures. 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Scripture you brought out a couple times. The kingdom is being translated from one, you know. That's one king, one man losing his power, and another man gaining.
Another man gaining power. See, we're gaining power through our obedience. Esau losing power through his wickedness, man.
Okay.
Isaiah 47.
And it's Isaiah 47 and 1.
Yep.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin Babylon, daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, so to us he said, I will raise them out of the dust.
Yep.
To Babylon, come sit in the dust.
Yep.
You see? That's the motion. Go
You know what
ahead.
that reminds me of? The war for the planet of the apes.
Yep.
When the Edomites start to lose their intelligence.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
The Edomites start to get into the caveman talk.
What's the brain?
Yep, they start branding. Come on now.
Any more wisdom and teaching?
But were we not like that in slavery?
Yep.
I was going back to the,
Yep. Yep.
you know?
In your hand and shit, throwing it up.
Yep.
I don't know, boss.
And sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt know, thou shalt know what we call tender and delicate.
Yes, so said there's no more throne for you. Come sit in the dust. But read that 2 and 8 again.
1 Samuel 2 and 8. He raised up the poor out of the dust.
Out of the dust, go ahead.
And lifted up the beggar from the dunghill.
Go ahead.
To set them among princes.
Yep.
And to make them inherit the throne of glory.
And to make them inherit the thrones of glory. But he just told Babylon, America, that there's no more throne for you.
Yep.
So what the scripture say, the saints shall take the kingdom. So that means the Most High is going to have the throne vacant for who, man? All right? Yahweh Shai, because even this wicked Christmas song, meaning this Christmas spirit, but even that joy to the world, that was on point. Joy to the world, how it goes? The Lord has come. Let earth receive her king. You see? Let earth receive her king. That's Yahweh Shai, man.
Not to mention, hey, when the saints come marching in.
Yep.
The original rendition, the original version.
Because the joy to the world is joy to the world of Israel, man. In the spirit.
Hey, how the
All
Most
right.
High say how he's chastising us as the hopeful elect. Like he's not dealing with us like as bastards. And he said how we should be part of his holiness.
Wait a minute, Game of Thrones, bastards don't inherit anything.
Yep.
Because 2/3 gonna die. They're gonna come back through us. But hey, we're being groomed because did that the prince when he was a little boy? Was he not getting chastised? He had to get groomed into that position. So we're being groomed into that throne of glory, man.
For honor.
Hey, because you really.
Hey, if I could just add, Esau is a bastard, right?
Yep.
Hey, Zechariah 9:6, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Yeah, because pretty much he's trying to take an inheritance. All right? Because a bastard has no rights to an inheritance, so he's trying to take one. He's trying to make one. All right?
A bastard is fatherless,
Yep.
you know?
Got that.
It was a little more to that.
Yeah, we're going to come down.
Isaiah 52, starting verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem. the holy city. For henceforth there should no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Just went into the pastor.
Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem.
Say, shake thyself from the dust, arise. All right? Hey, because anything you do, what do you want to do? You want to rise. A promotion, you know, is like a rising up. You see? When you get a promotion, all right, what they say, you rise through the ranks. You know, when you start a job, you know, then 10 years later, you know, someone comes sees you and now you're in a different position. What you've been doing, you've been rising through the ranks. Well, when we shake ourselves from confusion, what happens? We start to rise through the ranks. You see? And we're going to rise all the way to the top, man, to those thrones with your house shot. All right?
And one of the definitions for rise, you know, is a plum. You know, it says to rise, arise, stand. And right here it says to set.
Yep.
You think about the book of Psalm 75, it said the Most High, he's going to put it down another and set up one.
Yeah.
You know, roughly paraphrase.
Yep. And let's get it. Let's get it right quick. Focus a little, you know. It goes right into it. All right. Psalm 75 real quick. Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
And we just read that.
Yep.
1 Samuel 2 is going into the rising up
Yep.
of those from the dust and the dunghill, a place from dishonor. And then it goes to the one coming from a place of honor, coming to dust and no more being called tender and delicate, man. You see? That's the Most High rising one up and taking one down, man. All right? And this is the last change of powers that's going to ever happen in existence, man. That's why it's been such a major build-up to this one, man.
Oh, you know it's heavy? To the spirit, right? Part of our curses was what? The woman that was so tender and delicate among you,
Yep.
that would never set her foot upon the ground for delicateness.
Yep.
She never set her foot upon the ground for delicateness.
Yep.
But then, you know, because of the curses, she's brought low.
Yep.
But on a spiritual level, Esau was that tender and delicate woman. Her foot never touched the ground because of her delicateness.
Yep. Right.
Now her feet are about to touch the ground. She's about to meet the dust of confusion.
That's the lowest you can get.
Yeah.
You know?
Eat the dust.
Yep.
I got it. You want?
Yeah.
Because it's a point I want to make, and to make them inherit the throne of glory, for the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's.
Yep. Go ahead.
Now it refers to us as pillars. All right. Now if you look at that building right there, which you can't catch it on camera, that building is supported by pillars.
Yep.
So if we're going to inherit the throne of glory, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be judging. But what do you do when you judge? You uphold that planet Earth through the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, like you're a pillar. It says, for the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them.
The world. All right. And pretty much the task of getting the earth back in righteousness is going to be laid upon Yahweh Shai. All right, and 144,000, man. You know, and that's what we're coming into, man. That's why Yahweh Shema Shai is pretty much, you know, condition us, all right, not to be driven, you know, by desires and lust, you know, but by righteousness. Because within righteousness, you can enjoy desires, but there's a righteous standard to it, man.
And why are you, if I just make a quick point, I know you're the spirit, why are you so hasty to have all these things? Why do you have to do all this stuff to have these delicate things, man? And we were under a righteous rulership, all right, things would be evenly distributed, man. There wouldn't be, these people are extremely rich, 0.1%. But then the rest of the world are slaves until they die, man. All right, you would really be, if you were wise, you were just bad for a more righteous ruler.
Yep. And because at the end of the day, Yahweh can see people, like Esau's technology has pretty much blinded people, you know, to the simple things, man. You know, people worship this man's technology and they look at the convenience that he provides, but really there's no convenience above the convenience of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? Because at the end of the day, we wouldn't have to be worried about the food supply chain if everyone had the knowledge of how to live off the earth. You don't have to worry about the food supply chain. You can look out your window and see your food supply. All right? You won't be on Tinder, you know, chasing hoes, because you will have 2 or 3, 4 women, whatever you can afford, all right, whatever you can sustain, and you will have them to your disposal.
See, we really we've done away with our legacy in place of convenience. Because what Esau had to set up to where you can live deliciously, but you can't pass nothing down to your descendants. You can have an apartment, a car note, or a mortgage.
Yep.
All right, but you won't have anything to pass to your offspring.
Have sex with hundreds of women.
Have sex with hundreds of women with no heir.
Yep.
All right. So Esau with these metropolitan cities, these are the Most High's whores that we live in. But nothing comes without a price. Everything comes with a price. So like you said, we're supposed to live off the earth. We're supposed to have markets that distribute the food and you purchase the food. That's what the law was about. You know, buying hard liquor, buying food. Like I said, have a few wives, but you inherit most of that through what your father passed down to you, man. But that was taken from us, and in place of that, we have convenience. We got Uber Eats.
Technology, man.
Technology.
You know, Esau's pretty much turned your technology into an idol, man. It's worship. And this latest idol, which is the juice, and people look at it as salvation, man, so they can go back to enjoying these delicacies, man.
Yep.
You know, which are corruptible, man. You know, you go keep on yourself.
Okay, come. All right, so what?
Yeah, and because we coming to a great promotion, man. And this is changing the guards, man. Because Esau Edom, you know, he's going into this new year, you know, and he's coming to the end of a new beginning, man. He wants to crank up his new world order, man. He's tired of being politically correct, man. You know? Yeah.
1 Samuel 2:9.
Yep.
He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness.
Yep.
For by strength shall no man prevail.
Shall by strength no man shall prevail. And this is what Esau Edom is trying to do. He's trying to strengthen himself, all right, to extend his kingdom, man. He's trying to strengthen himself to fight Yahushua, the Space Force, you know, put these parameters in everyone, you know, have everyone tracked and on his database. He's trying to strengthen his kingdom, all right, to prevail against the prophecies, man. But it's not going to happen. All he's doing is fulfilling prophecy, man. You know, go ahead.
I think it said in the book of Psalms how he boasted his desires.
Yep.
Going to those wicked inventions.
Yep. He boasting his heart's desire, man. What he wants to come forth, man. Go ahead.
1 Samuel 2:10. The adversaries of Yahweh shall be broken to pieces.
Hey, the adversaries of Yahweh by Shem Shah shall be broken into pieces, man. You know? And who is going to beat them? Yahweh Shah. Get that Psalm 72:1. You got it, bro.
Yeah. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them.
Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them, man. You know? And that's going to be through who? Sending Yahweh Shah, man.
2 Ezra 13.
Yep. The missiles hitting. All right? Because the heaven coming out of the atmosphere. You know? That noise and then that vibration. Because you know when the thunder, man, you know, it'll vibrate the whole house, man. If that thunder hit hard, you know? So that's how the missiles going to be hitting, man. That's how Yahweh Shah going to be hitting when they come through from that fourth dimension, man. You know?
Yahweh shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king.
He shall give strength unto his king. He gonna judge the ends of the earth. Is over here in the western hemisphere, man. And because Esau is the Americans that bully in the playground, man. So Yahweh Shah coming straight to the bully, man. You know?
Who is this coming out of Basra?
Yeah, he coming straight to him, man. You know, go ahead.
Matthew 24:27. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So that's how Yahweh Shah coming, man. You know, from the east to the west. You know?
Like I just said, lightning brings forth what? Thunder.
Yep. Hey, and then the Most High God is so spiritual because the sun rises on the east and it sets in the west. All right? This the end, man.
Well, what's that scripture? Isaiah 46. That bird that comes from the east.
Oh yeah, Isaiah 33.
It's another one, Isaiah 46:10. The man from the east. I mean,
Birds coming east.
no, not that one. That is birds flying. It's Isaiah 46. I believe it's Isaiah 46.
You said bird like from the east.
They're raving this bird from the east, something like that.
Okay.
I can finish this while we
Yeah,
eat.
you got
You got it? All right, go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 46:11. Calling a ravenous bird from the east.
That's a Howard shot, man.
We said ravenous bird, just like that ravenous wolf.
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
They just said from the east because, like the brother broke it down, the sun rises on the east.
Yep.
But there's another scripture where the sun, Howard shot is referring to the sun as an S-U-N. And then Apostle Kabar made a point about this when this is broken down. He was like, the Negro, the Judite, they love to eat, like they like to consume.
Yeah.
Like they're ravenous birds.
Yeah.
Like Yahweh Shai's gonna consume the heathen, you know, consume Esau too.
The Hebrew word for ravenous is ayat. It says bird of prey, a swooper. It says a hawk or other bird of prey, which just goes into like a fowl.
It says bird of prey, which means those are birds that hunt, man. So Yahweh Shai coming back, you know, they're ravenous wolf, man. What they was, Isaiah, yeah, 4, 6, 11. There's a coin, you pull them from 07.
Yeah,
man.
he threw the dust off that.
So it says, calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executed my counsel from a far country.
Ooh, they executed his counsel from a far country, man.
Can I get in?
Go ahead.
Please, please. Hey, this is Matthew 24:28. For whatsoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
And those are what, man? Birds of prey. All right? Birds that prey on other animals, man. All right? And isn't these kingdoms likened to beasts? You see?
I gotta go back.
Yep.
It says the Yahweh shall judge the ends of the earth.
Yep.
So it said calling it the ravenous man from a far country. So the opposite direction of that far country is the ends of the earth,
Yep.
which is America.
The othermost.
The othermost part of the
That
earth.
means last.
Yep. And he shall give strength unto his king and exalt the horn of his anointed.
Yeah, and pretty much that's gonna be Yahweh
Yeah,
Shai.
man.
That's gonna be Yahweh Shai last, you know, thing to prove to the Heavenly Father, man. Is when he conquers, man. Hey, he said, cause read that Isaiah 46:11 again. And let's get that I think Proverbs 16. Yeah, get yours, then go back to that Isaiah.
Talking about birds. Isaiah 31:5. As birds fly, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
Yep.
Defend it also, he will deliver it,
Yep.
and passing over it, he will preserve it.
So it's going to be an aerial deliverance and an aerial attack, man. And because Esau prides himself in his air force, man. You know, he prides himself in his air force. So there's going to be an air force from another realm that's going to come deal with this man. You know. Get the Isaiah. I think it's Proverbs 16.
Back in Isaiah 46, verse 11, and it says, calling a ravenous bird from the east,
It's Yahweh Shai.
the man that executed my counsel from a far
Hey,
country.
that's the Most High said, the man that executed my counsel. Hey, because it's a counsel between, you think Yahweh Shai just on the right hand being quiet, it's a counsel. But see, Yahweh Shai is coming to execute the counsel of the Heavenly Father.
Like hitman.
Yeah, to execute the judgment written. All right? Hey, because who was that death angel in ancient Egypt? It was Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai been making hits. This just the biggest hit ever. You see, because this pretty much, because in the ancient world, see, like today, you know, Jake proved his son, you know, by football practice, some shit like that. Well, in the ancient world, if you're a king, you prove your son if seeing if he can conquer, man. All right? So Yahweh Shai is coming to prove something, man, to the Father, man. It's going to be through conquering, man.
Hey, you said your house was a hitman in Egypt, right?
Yep.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and
Yep.
verse 15.
That's it.
Your almighty word leaped down from heaven out of your royal throne
What?
as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction.
And that's what Yahweh Shai did back in Egypt, man. They said he leaped down from the throne, man. All right? Showing what? He was sent. You know? He was sent. Just like in this time, he's going to be sent. All right? Get that Proverbs 16.
This is Proverbs 16 to 14.
Yep.
The wrath of a king is as messengers of death.
The wrath of a king, isn't the Most High say he's angry with the wicked every day? So his wrath is as messengers of death.
Yeah.
All right? And you go to the word messenger, it goes into the same word for angel. You see? And who's that top angel? Yahweh Shai.
Dispatch.
So the wrath of the king is as messengers of death, man.
Hey, what proves the point? You remember we had read account when Gabriel came to Mary
Yep.
and she was scared.
Yep.
But he told her, "No, this is of good tidings."
Yep.
You know, and back into the scripture. But a wise man will pacify it,
And we're the elect are those wise men that are pacifying the anger of this angry king. Here it is, the king is already angry, you know. So our obedience is pacifying his anger, you know, so we can be passed over when he starts sending messengers of death, man.
That's what the word. That's where we get the word agent from.
Yeah.
The Most High says agents.
Yeah.
It's really like an agent of death.
Yep,
You know, you could angels. They sent actual messages,
Yep.
but they also sent actions.
yep,
They sent judgments.
yep.
The one sent agent.
But this the Most High pleading now.
Yeah.
This is a king pretty much pleading terms of peace with his with the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
So once the king get up from the table, which when the prophets be removed, that's the Most High getting up from that table. And once the king gets up from that table, he already has a game plan and plan what he's finna do. And everyone that rejected the terms of peace, now you got to deal with the war.
Earth and ashes.
Yep. You rejected the peace, so now you got to deal with war. You know? Go ahead.
And it's Isaiah 40:10. Behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with strong hand,
Yep.
and his arm shall rule for him.
That's Yahweh Shai, man. And his arm is going to rule for him, man. You know?
You go to the word arm, I think it goes to like a symbol or strength,
Yep.
you know. And it says,
Because the strength is your.
yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Louis, the heavenly Father Yahweh's right hand man.
Because who was your strength? Your firstborn.
Firstborn, that's right.
You know?
The only begotten. And it says, behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him.
Yep.
And I think the word rule goes into like dominion, goes into reign. So he says how Yahweh Shah, when he comes back, he's going to be waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, man. So that's why they call him the Lord of hosts. He's taken after the heavenly Father Yahweh's presence, you know?
It says arm rule for him because Yahweh Shai is going to be likened as if the Most High was on earth ruling, man.
Express image.
All right, go ahead.
Behold, his reward is with him.
Yep.
And you know, the reward can go on, it's duality of rewards. On the left hand side, condemnation for 2/3 of our people in these other nations. On the right hand side, which means salvation. And so it's a duality of rewards, you know. And it says, his reward shall rule. So like it says, behold, his reward is with him and his work before him.
Yep. And the work before him, that's their destruction, man. You know, and right now we're those wise men that are pacifying the wrath of the king, man. And because if you are planning to coup on another king, well, the inhabitants of that kingdom, all right, that pretty much soften that kingdom up for you to take. You're gonna put those men in high status when you take over their kingdom, man, because they was already chipping away at the kingdom before you got there, man. All right, putting little holes in the wall for you to invade. You see, setting the king up. All right, setting up his top generals and men. You know, so when that king actually invades and takes over, he's going to elevate those men that was already working on his behalf before he got there, man. And that's what we're doing in the spirit, man. You know.
All right. Hey, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
Double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David, the elect. A Bible ball.
Bible ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. How about my sharp pocket thumb? Shalom.
Shalom.
Fire.
Fire.
Holy Spirit, get this team.